You carry the blood of creators in your veins. The Gael was never meant to just consume. It's not us. The Gael was never meant to consume. The Gael was never meant to scroll. Except for these videos. You can scroll through these. You can watch these. The Gael was never meant to scroll. The Gael was never meant to immerse themselves in video games. The Gael was never meant to watch 5 hours of TV in the evening. Your ancestors farmed the land and created new ways to farm the land. Your ancestors created the most beautiful, most nutritious, most healthy food with good fats and good nutritious food. Your ancestors built stone monuments that exist today. Not only do they exist today, the energy of your ancestors is still in those stone monuments today. Your ancestors wrote poems, played music, and wrote literature that told stories that still echo through Ireland. The music that you can still feel coming out of the land. Your ancestors. That spark, that creation energy, that creator energy is still within you today. You still have that spark. You are Ireland. Misha Era. You still have that. That creative energy is within you. And I know we have been created to be consumers today. We've been created to be scrollers, and we've been created to be TV watchers. And we've been created to hate learning. Been taught for 15 years to hate learning. We have been told to Deliveroo and TikTok. But it's not you. You have creator energy within you. You are connected spiritually to Ireland. You are a creator. Your ancestors created food. But it wasn't food to survive. It wasn't to get through 3 meals a day. Your ancestors had a spiritual connection with the land. They grew food to nourish. They grew food to create community. They grew food to build connection with their children and their family and extended family. Growing food was a spiritual connection to Ireland, but also a connection with the family. And a connection to real nourishment. It wasn't the factory farming that we have in many places today, but thankfully in Ireland, our cows still roam and our animals still roam. Every clan, every Gaelic clan had a bard, a storyteller who would keep myth alive. Story was about connection, but it was also about rebellion in tough times. You could tell stories. The joker was always the one that could say things that other people weren't allowed to say. But the bard in Gaelic times was about connection. It was about rebellion. But it was also about, you could hear the bard saying, in the tough times, you could hear the bard saying, hey, just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Don't do what they tell you. Just wait. the bard. It was so important in Gaelic culture. And what you've got to ask yourself is, are you collecting the stories? Are you telling the stories of Gaelic culture? Are you just consuming someone else's feed? Collect the stories, remember the stories. And today we buy something and it comes to us magically from Amazon, made somewhere in China or India or wherever, and it's throwaway culture. So we buy something, we wear it, we use it, we throw it away. Our washing machine breaks down, we get a new one, we don't fix it. But your ancestors, your Gaelic ancestors, built, what they built was to last many, many, many lifetimes. They created stone circles that are still here today. They created round towers and buildings that are still here today. They built to last many, many, many generations. And whether they were building musical instruments or whether they were building weapons, they built them and took care of them so they would last generations. And now we have a throwaway culture. What are we building today? Whether that's your presence online, whether that's something you're crafting, whether that's you're building yourself, building your knowledge, or building your strength. What are you building that will last lifetimes? Or building your children? Building your children as Gaelic warriors who will stand strong. What are you building? Your ancestors were warriors. But warriors wasn't just about fighting. It could be. It was about being able to stand tall and hold your ground, for sure. But it wasn't just about fighting. It was about protecting. It was about understanding the Brehon system. And it was about responsibility. Responsibility to contribute to your community. Responsibility for your family. It was about responsibility. And this can be shown in the story of Cuchulainn, who was called Satanta. And he got the name Cuchulainn because he had a hurl in his hand and a slitter, which is basically a ball, for people who don't know what a slitter is. And the hound of Cullen ran towards him. And to defend himself, the hound was going to kill him. To defend himself, he took the slitter, he hit it with the hurl, and it hit the hound's mouth and killed the hound. And because of the Brehon system, he had killed Cullen's hound. So because of that, he said, hey, I have a responsibility to you now. So until you get a new hound and it's trained as good as your old one, I will become your hound. Which is where the name Cuchulainn came from. It shows responsibility. Yes, they were strong. Yes, they were skilled. Yes, they could defend themselves. But he also felt the responsibility to people in the community. And that if they had a negative impact on someone, they were going to make that right. Cuchulainn. It just shows that being a warrior was about responsibility. It wasn't just about fighting. It was about responsibility. The ability to respond. So you don't need to be a farmer. You don't need to be a poet. You don't need to be Cuchulainn. You don't need to be a warrior. You don't need to build stone monuments because we don't know how to anymore. You don't need to build buildings that will last 1,000 years. But what are you creating? Are you creating connection with your family, with your children? Are you creating memories that will last way beyond how long you last? Are you creating stories? Are you remembering and creating stories that will be remembered? That will remember long after you're gone? Are you creating healthy food? I'm not yet, but I will. Are you creating healthy food? Even if it's just in a pot on your window ledge. Even if it's just herbs, are you creating some healthy food that you can eat? I know some great people who have chickens and have lots of land, but we all don't have lots of land. But we can do something with what we have. We can do something. And are you creating community? Are you saying hello to your neighbours, creating a community that is strong and bonded and know each other? You can't always do that if you're in a big city. Maybe you can't do it, but usually you can. Even if it's just saying hello to someone on the street. Because the important thing to remember is contribution is the antidote to emptiness. Contribution is the antidote to emptiness. Your ancestors didn't sit back and wait for people to hand them things. They didn't sit back and wait for content. They didn't sit back and wait for handouts. They didn't sit back and wait for permission. They created it. They created. They had courage. They made things happen. And that spark is still within you. That spark is within you. And within all of us. We're all of us. We can create beautiful things now. So the question is, will you keep consuming or will you rise and create again? Tá ar lá inis. Misha era.